room, and we have an amazing show, a fun show, a crazy show, as a matter of fact, because I don't even know how this thing is going to go off, fellas. But first off, sitting here to my right, the great Kenny Wallace, local professional race car driver, 915 career starts in a NASCAR over the different series, which is pretty amazing, and then still racing. He's still throwing dirt around Peevely. He's still throwing dirt up in people's faces and winning races. And then, of course, a racing guru inside the locker room as well. That's Colton Parayko. Fellas, that was a heck of a hockey game tonight. That one was a competitive, fun one to watch.
That was a tough game. Obviously, good team, but I think we had something going there. Four wins in a row, and I think we had a good effort tonight too. So I don't think we talked about it. I don't think we lost any momentum. And going into Ottawa, obviously on Thursday, we're going to go and start a new streak.
Well, this is a fun show because many people may not know this, but a number of years ago, you guys got connected. Colton, you're a huge fan of racing. It was racing night here. I can't believe, first off, I know you were on the microphone when they were doing the pedal carts. I thought for sure you would be in there, just knocking somebody into a corner.
I got to tell you, Kerb, I saw those. I'm like, they got pretty good tires. I think they'll run good on this ice. I should get on there. But I said, who's driving those? And they said some, I guess, social media influencers. But I wanted to race those. There was not another cart ready, so I did not race.
You did not. That one would have been good. Now, Colton, for the fans that don't know, give us a real quick history of when your love of racing began and why. Because I think there's a real cool connection between the two of you and who got both of you into racing.
My dad, for me, Sundays was race day at my house, early morning, obviously F1, and then just kind of throw IndyCar in there and NASCAR. But my dad was a car mechanic growing up and just loved cars and stuff. And yeah, anytime there was a race on TV, it was on the TV and we would be watching, and just grew up loving it. And there used to be a race actually in Edmonton at the City Center Airport, the Champ Car I think it was at the time. I was just a little kid, but every year we would go through the paddock, and it was an awesome time. And ever since then I've just loved racing, loved speed, loved cars, and yeah.
Right up to the point that you probably outgrew being able to sit in a race car.
Yeah. We did a little two-seater one year. That was tight. I don't know if my head was a little out of the car, but we made it work. Yeah.
And Kenny, for you, same thing.
Yeah.
It was about Dad.
My dad was a great race car driver around the St. Louis area, and Dad won like 400 races. Russ Wallace, and then my brother Rusty. Actually, Rusty's name is Russell William Wallace Jr., and they call him. My mom says they called him Rusty, growing up. So. Rusty's not even Rusty's real name. It's Russell William Wallace Jr. But my dad was really good, and then us boys, there's three of us boys, Rusty, my brother Mike, and then myself. But yeah, hold on. Now I gotta, me, I'm the mouth of the South. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought that was Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart was the mouth of the South too, the wrestling manager.
But
he had the Macho Man.
Now this is where my ADD kicks in. Wasn't
That's okay. Mine too. Sooner or later,
Jim Hart was the quarterback for the Cardiac Cardinals. See,
yes, that's another.
But
Jim
you're
Hart.
young.
No, I know who Jim Hart was, but I knew he wore number 7 too. But
I didn't know that.
Okay, we just went from your dad to Jimmy Hart to the Macho Man to the football Cardinals.
So
this show has no chance.
You called me, and you said, "Hey, Colton Parayko's dad is getting ready to have a birthday."
Yeah, that was cool.
Which track should Colton take his dad to? Indianapolis Motor Speedway or Daytona? Now, this story's accurate.
Yeah.
You interrupt me if I'm wrong. And I said, Indianapolis Motor Speedway is awesome, but you can't see anything. Yes. And I said, now it's going to be hot in Daytona. And Colton's from Calgary, right?
Edmonton, just south or north, but yeah.
Yeah, and I said,
area.
I don't know how he's going to deal with the heat.
Yeah.
But, man, I can pimp him out. I'm working for Fox Sports. So through you, we set you up, and you brought your dad down for his birthday
60th
present.
birthday, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
we got some pictures of you guys at Daytona.
Yeah, we had unreal. You set us up unreal. We were down below in the pits, and we also had seats right over the start-finish line. It was amazing, and my dad still talks to it to this day. He loved it.
Yeah,
there you go.
I had that picture. That was awesome.
Yeah,
and it was so hot.
So yeah,
July in Daytona.
we had a great time, and obviously can't thank you enough for.
Oh, stop it! Hey, you paid me back. You gave me a real jersey.
Well, hey,
and it's
at least I can do.
I have it. Yeah. That's big to normal fans.
Yeah,
you guys are superstars.
No.
And I like that.
No, we just appreciate it. Yeah, we had a blast Coke 400 there, and
what was your dad's face or reaction like when you first told him you were going there? It's one thing. But then, I can imagine it's for a lot of kids, for example, walking into their first hockey game.
Oh, yeah.
And the arena's there, and then maybe they're right down here near the hallway, and they're reaching over to high five, and just an experience they'll never forget. Was your dad's face almost like a kid walking into a shrine?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Even in Edmonton, I don't know if you heard of Cashel Raceway.
I raced there.
Yeah.
We talked about the little dirt track.
Yeah, so we used to go watch the little sprints rip around there, and they had a little drag strip too, Top Alcohol, I think it was, and so we would go there and just get our racing fixed. But he was thrilled. I mean, like I said, he still talks it this day, and I don't know, just so much fun, just a great memory to have with my dad. It was fun.
What's it been like for the two of you to share this connection through racing and kind of grow to get to know each other because of that?
Well, for me, it's fun watching Colton because, I'm a chameleon. I mean, I've raced at the highest level of sports. 905 NASCAR races. I've raced the best. I've been in Daytona 500s, and I'm old now. I'm 60. So it's fun watching Colton balance, Formula One or IndyCar, and I took him to the Dome. So I operated at a high level my whole life. And I said, okay, I've had enough of this. Time to chill out. And I took Colton to inside the Dome.
Oh, yeah, that was.
You know what I remember about that? Was when you walked in the Dome.
Yeah.
You play in front of 18,000 people just about every night. You walked in the Dome where the Rams played, and you went, I forgot how big these domes were. 70,000 people.
It's crazy.
That's what I remember.
That was a cool experience, too, though, watching him rip around the car in the Dome, and that was awesome.
On the football field.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Now, you're used to, all the racetracks. What's it like when they build a racetrack in the Dome, though, for you?
It's insane.
That's got to be different. It's got to be a different feel altogether.
Well, it is because, I've raced the Daytona 500, running 200 mile an hour with Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Richard Petty, and then all of a sudden I'm running on a football field. But it's like he said, right now we do it and there's 30,000 people. So, it's almost like two arenas.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, all these people come to watch us rednecks rip around the Dome. And I've had some of the biggest moments in my career, inside that Dome. But yeah, so anyway, getting back, it's fun watching him go out here to Worldwide Technology Raceway with his own car and be a race car driver. So it's fun watching him.
You did that with your own car?
I have, yeah. I've been out there. Before.
Did you just sell him out?
No.
No, I've never been out there. No.
What's it like driving a car at a high rate of speed?
It was, I'm all about speed. Like I said earlier, I grew up racing dirt bikes, and anything with a motor that's fast, I enjoy. And
hold on, you ran dirt bikes?
I did, growing up.
Yeah.
I
think we'll
we got pictures?
We have a picture, I believe, of him.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that. You.
Look at this.
So my great-grandparents had a farm, and we would go rip around. Actually, there's a funny story about this bike.
Look at that.
We that little 50 was the yellow bike there. We took my sister and I. We were out in the crops, and the crops were done or whatever for the season.
Hold on, you were no joke. You're the real deal.
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's
but
air, man.
We had some fun.
That's
Okay,
air.
which one are you on this one here?
I think that's three pictures. That might be three pictures in one kind of it might be one
Oh,
full
really?
shot.
Oh, that was you just doing the jump.
Back in the day, I guess.
Track right.
That would have been out of Castro by
funny car.
For the top fuel. There's the champ cars back in the day. I want to say that might be Bourdais' car.
Now
actually.
I see why you like motorsports.
Yeah. So just from lots of years of growing up, and my dad would take us to all those events, and I remember him always talking about going down to Seattle actually with my mom when they would go watch the top nitro fuel run because we didn't have that in Edmonton, so that was their big thing, So they always talk. They still talk about it too.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to the yellow bike because you were about to tell a story about your sister here with this bike.
So she just jokes all the time. We were out in the field, and I went all the way to this shed in the far end of the field, pretty far, and I said, "Okay, there's something's wrong with the bike." So I kicked her off, and I just took off.
Yeah, had to get
Rode it all the way home.
Let it air out.
You dumped your sister to get off so you could fly.
Yeah, and I actually totally forgot about it until this last summer, and she reminded me about it. So it's a funny story. Now, every time I see the bike now, I just laugh about that. But I feel bad, but it was just a good brother-sister moment, I guess, that we can chuckle about now.
You know was your mom nervous about you starting out on the bikes?
I don't know. Not really. I don't think we really told her too much about us doing all that jumping and stuff. We were just going to the dirt bike track, and I don't know.
Do you remember one of the first jumps you made on that dirt bike track, what that was like?
No, but I remember my last one, I broke my wrist, so.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
And then I...
You flip? How'd it go? How did it happen?
No, I just overshot a jump, and I just landed basically right on the flat ground. Just bam, and then just...
How old were you?
I don't even know, 14 or 15.
14 or
So then I was like, okay, I got to choose hockey or dirt biking, so I just chose hockey, and luckily I did, so yeah.
I was just thinking, I just came back from Bristol Motor Speedway, and Bill Goldberg, the great wrestler, I asked him, I said, okay, he was in Oklahoma, then he went to play for Georgia, the Rams, and I said, okay, look, you've done it all. And I'm thinking about you right now. Somewhere you found hockey.
Yeah.
But Goldberg was a great football player. Then he was a wrestler. Then he became a great movie actor. And I said, you can do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how much you've done. And I asked Goldberg, I said, so which one do you love the most? And he said, football. How did you find hockey, loving motorsports so much? Your height?
Yeah, not really. I wasn't even the tallest guy usually growing up. I was kind of just average size, but kind of hit like a late growth spurt, they call it, like a late bloomer for hockey terms. But I'm from Canada. Pretty much we're all born in skates up there. Probably since I've been 4.
But looking at all those pictures,
I know.
You were a racer.
Yeah, I mean, I never really raced cars or anything, but definitely motocross. But I don't know, just going to the outdoor rink with your friends, like that's what you did after school in Canada.
Yeah.
Like outdoor rink, we had one attached to our school, so basically that's where you met. Like everyone brings your skates and your sticks to school, and after school everyone meets there, and then you go home for dinner, and then sometimes you go back to the outdoor rink after dinner. And
Canada.
that's just what we do.
That's what you do.
There aren't too many months up where he lives where you can do dirt track.
Yeah,
It's a short season.
True.
Yeah.
It's a short
Very
season. Now,
true.
when he mentioned like he was getting up like maybe on a Saturday, and even at that point in time, like it had to be special. The access to the racing on TV didn't exist then, even like it does now. Even though you spent most of your career either in NASCAR or on the dirt tracks, can you appreciate the fact that others are fans of even the different types of racing?
Oh, gosh, 110%. I know so many people that do what they do, and it's not a big deal to them because that's what they do. Here, Aerosmith, the rock group.
Heard of them.
Yeah, Brad Whitford, we race in Loudon, New Hampshire, right? So that's where they're from. Well, I'm in my race car, and it's the last practice session, and huge fan of Aerosmith and Brad Whitford. I mean, he's got some pretty famous riffs, and I'm in my race car, and I'm like, and I knew who it was. Well,
while you were sitting or while you were driving?
While I was sitting,
okay.
It was practice, and I'm just sitting in the race car, and he walks up to me. They're making some adjustments, and I'm in my car, but I became very good friends with him, and every time I wanted to talk about music, he didn't want to talk about music. He wanted to talk about racing. Right. And so, you find that everybody does what they do. They do it the best they can, but their fans, I mean, it's no different than me. I'm a race car driver, but I've been down here a lot. This is probably my 11th, 12th game,
Well, in this jersey you've had, I mean, look, you've had that Bobby Plager signature on that thing forever.
I got lucky this night. Somehow I went to the, I don't know how I did it, but I was up in, what's that? The Hall of Fame room where all the
alumni room.
The alumni room.
Yeah. Yes.
I found myself up there. I'm like, I was so scared. I was like, sir, could you please sign this? Sir, could you please sign this? What, you see that one right there?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Somebody vandalized that one. I don't
Herb.
know. I signed that.
That's a guy.
I signed that one
I have
left-handed.
your jersey at home, and I wear it. I balance.
Flip-flop.
I do. I really do.
That's good.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Yeah. I find everybody is a fan of something, even though they do what they do.
Right.
So from that standpoint, we have a picture of a simulator that you have at your house, and I don't know if I'm jumping around our producers enough to have them pull that up. All right, but you got to see this thing.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Oh, boy.
I don't like, okay, to me, that looks like somebody's either real serious about stock trading, doing day trading in a real comfortable seat, or what. But Colton, tell us what this is, how you got it, and frankly, how often maybe you're using it.
Yeah, basically, it's my racing simulator I have upstairs. That's a NASCAR wheel. The other one had like a little Formula wheel, but
so it's a wheel that you can interchange?
Yeah, it just like a kind of like a pull the thing, and it just pulls right off, and you can change them in. And I just looked around online for different sim rigs. I tried to find one that was sturdy. I think they call it like 80-20 or something. So it just sits like that, and I found a semi-comfy seat, and I don't know, but yeah, I spend probably.
That's a Formula One wheel.
Yeah, it's probably spent too much time in there, and but I have a lot of fun and definitely enjoy it. And there's some cool things. There's some that iRacing on there, and they have the track here in St. Louis. So sometimes I'll load up that track and go rip around it, which is it's pretty fun. And
so do you have a favorite track then that you like to simulate on?
I don't know. Daytona's always fun if you're ripping around in the NASCAR, but I always like the Red Bull Ring. I mean, I know it's a Formula One style, but I don't know. They're all fun. iRacing is cool because they do like each week that it is. It's like, so if there's the NASCAR race in St. Louis coming up, the week before they'll have that whole week of racing at the Worldwide Technology Race.
So much like a lot of video stuff today, you will actually be competing against other people?
Yeah, it's
online.
all online. You can do AI races, but if you want to like upgrade your status or whatever.
He's telling you, I'm looking at his face, he's giving you 50% of the story.
I know.
Look
at this.
They have leagues, and you race real. And it's the real deal. And here, William Byron just got done winning the Daytona 500. I had him on Kenny Conversation, which is something I do. And this guy raced, the guy that just got done winning the Daytona 500. What you just saw him doing, that's how William Byron made it to NASCAR. He did that. He ran 300 races a year. And he got an opportunity to go out to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he was fast.
That's crazy.
Fast forward, Rick Hendrick asked him to drive for Hendrick Motorsport. And there's a really good movie out right now called Gran Turismo. Well, not now, but it's older.
That's a good one.
And you saw it?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So Gran Turismo is about Colton Parayko being on that unit. And they said these guys can do it. So they ended up going to 24-hour of Le Mans, and they finished third. So you can end up being a good race car driver doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time in there. I don't think. I just enjoy getting in and ripping around. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely like the more you practice, obviously, the faster you get. But I'm definitely way off pace of fast. But I have fun with it,
But he bought that, and it wasn't $12.
No, that's the coolest looking PlayStation I've ever seen. Yeah. You know what? I've said this to people for a long time. I was fortunate enough to go to the Talladega 500 and see the Die Hard 500 down at Talladega. And one of the coolest race things I've ever seen. At that point in time, this would have been somewhere 94 to 96. They had the IROC series. Yes. And the coolest part about the IROC series is they brought the Indy drivers in. Then they brought, and they were racing against NASCAR drivers. And the IROCs were all souped up the same way. So there was 12 cars to go around. And the race was delayed a little bit because I believe they were flying Al Unser Jr. in from somewhere in the Northeast, and he was late getting in. They flew him into the middle of the track on a helicopter to get things going. I think it was like a 31, 32-lap race, and about 6 laps in, Dale Earnhardt causes a 6-car wreck, takes out 6 of them. So it's just 6 IROCs now for the rest of the race, and it was some of the most amazing stuff going around and around. But I've told people ever since seeing those races at Talladega, if you're into sports, there's somebody, I'm not really a race fan. Yeah. No. If you're a sports fan, there may be no cooler sound in all of sports than when they say start your engines and that rumble goes throughout the sound. Like, that's about as pure a sports moment as you get.
Feels good, yeah. It's awesome. I like it. And even just Daytona, too. Going back to Daytona, when all those cars come in that pack and just fly by, it's one of the coolest sounds, too, I think.
Hey, now, speaking of Talladega, is that where, back in, 2000, the Winston 500 was? And I think Dale finished first, you finished second?
Yeah.
Take us back to that race.
What a story. First of all, I got to rat him out. This one here, Chris Kerber sends me pictures from dirt tracks up in Pennsylvania. Yeah. He's a racer.
No, New York. It was New York. Yeah, go through this.
Okay, so this race right here, Dale Earnhardt Sr. and myself, we had issues with about 10 laps to go. We came off pit road last. And I looked in my mirror and I said, what happened to Earnhardt? They said he had a bad pit stop too. Myself and Earnhardt, we sliced and diced. And here we are coming to the checkered flag. That's Earnhardt in the 3, and that's me in the 55. This was for $1 million to win.
No way.
So you see that orange spoiler on Earnhardt's car? So that meant he was going for what they call the no bull. Winston, which is RJR, cigarettes. Look at the fans. 250,000 people. Now listen, I'm going to say it again. 250,000 people.
Yeah.
It was insane back then. It was the biggest thing in sports. Here's my teammate, Joe Nemechek. I didn't mess up, but as we were taking the lead on the white flag lap. I looked in my mirror, and I had a good run on Earnhardt. I thought about pulling out and trying to pass Earnhardt. But I looked in my mirror, and I didn't recognize the guy behind me. It was my own damn teammate with a new paint job.
No.
So I run second, and it was a...
If you had recognized him, would you have gone for the move?
Yes, because it would have been his, and you know, they do this in Formula One. He would have not left me out to dry. Nemechek would have went with me. And I didn't mess up. It just, I think about it to this day, you know, did I mess up? You know, at that time, that was the move to make. And
if I ask Kim, has she going to critique
the Queen's
the same
over
way?
there. She's been through it all. My wife, Kim. Yeah, Kim's been through it all. She's watched me break out in welts thinking my career was going to be over, and it turned out okay. Competition will kill you, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
You got to win all the time. And if you don't win, I might live under a bridge in a cardboard box. Somehow you make it out.
Yeah, make it alive.
But yeah, we've had some great races.
What's the fastest you've ever been in a car? Whether if you
probably the
whether you were
two-seater
in
I
a
did,
two-seater or something's going around?
I don't know exactly what we got up to. I can't remember.
Where at?
At the Worldwide Technology here.
Oh, yeah.
So I did one there too.
And
It had to be at least about 150, I think they said 170 maybe.
Yeah.
It could have been. All right, Kenny, take us through some of what we're going to be looking at here. Of course, Alex Pietrangelo had the cup. There's Colton with it out at the track. I mean, those are neat moments.
First of all, Colton, my dear friend, has made really good friends with the IndyCar guys. So Ray Hall, this is a really neat dynamic watching Colton enjoy this because there's no hockey season, right? Look at his smile on his face. So, I mean, you know, hockey, what is there to do, right? And is this you with Mario Andretti?
I think it was Ari.
Ari Leindyke?
Yeah.
That's big. He won the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
So this is a dream come true. This would be like me. You know, I went to fantasy camp with the Cardinals, and I'm too scrawny to do anything with hockey. I'm too little, but it's the same thing, right? Yeah. I mean, you know, it'd be like me being out here with you all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I imagine that was a dream come true for you.
100%, yeah. And I've been really fortunate. Everyone there at the track has been super grateful, and well, I guess I'm grateful for them for everything that they've kind of, I don't know, let me be a part of, and it's just been great, and they do a tremendous job over there at the
Has it helped you scratch the itch a little bit, kind of to feel, because you are enough of a fan that, like you said, if you hadn't have broken your wrist, who knows which way this could have gone for you? Yeah,
I think so. I don't know, I just love going there and kind of just watching even too, and I just love going down in the paddock. Like I'm a little kid back with my dad at Edmonton there at the Champ Car, so I don't know, like I said, they just do a great job over there, and anything racing that I love, and it's been a passion of mine, I guess.
At what age do hockey players think about retirement?
I don't know. I just keep going till the body feels.
Okay, so
good.
here's the point. He's going to have plenty of time when his hockey career is over to go racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
So he doesn't want to say a number because he doesn't want to get in trouble with the owners or anything like that. And I get that.
I go as long as I can.
Right.
Yeah.
You play hockey as long as you can, but no matter what. Was it Gordie Howe, the oldest hockey player ever? Yeah. How old was he? 45?
No, he played into his 50s.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you do that now?
He played a game. He was 50 years old when he played.
The last guy that would be 50.
Jaromir Jagr is still playing over in Europe at the age of 50.
That's it.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You're 60, 61 or something, and you're still racing?
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm thinking to
Which
myself.
I guess is your point.
Yeah, you guys are chiseled out. Back in the day, they used to smoke cigarettes and go, we got to go into the third period here. You guys are chiseled out now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we come into training camp pretty much ready for the season, I guess. We all train all summer long pretty much now, and training camp's not to get into shape. It's everyone's ready to kind of do the final tweaks for the season.
He'll be ready to race is what I'm saying. When he wants to race, there'll be time.
Listen, you moved back to St. Louis, Kenny.
Yeah.
And for those that follow you on social media, you see the garage. It's amazing how clean that garage is.
Yeah.
Right.
I walk into my garage and I start laughing thinking of the pictures of your garage.
Yeah.
But there's this fire in you that still looks as if it exists today, like it did when you were just trying to get into NASCAR and hold a ride.
Yeah.
But that fire is keeping tracks going still, and you're still driving around to all the. You'll find, Kenny, where are you? Well, I'm at a Waffle House outside a track in Florida.
Yeah.
Where are you? Well, I'm at a Waffle House in Peevely. Where are you? Well, I mean, Waffle Houses always seems to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
But there's this drive that still has you racing on dirt, which is where it all started. Why is that?
Yeah, well, I can bring you up the time. It's kind of like, Toby Keith just passed away. But it was Clint Eastwood that said, when we get older, don't let the old man in. So a lot of people can go into deep depression because when they're done doing what they do. I once heard a lady model said, I think it was Angie Dickinson maybe, she said, the tough thing about being a lady model is when you get older, they throw you away. And I remember that stuck in my head. Just the oddest thing, right? And then all of a sudden, Clint Eastwood, don't let the old man in. So what you see right now, this is me not letting the old man in because I'm retired. I saved all my money.
Wait, I was told not to say that.
I'm retired. I'm retired. And it's like, well, now what do you do? Right? I mean, it's like Adam Wainwright. I mean, these guys are retiring right now with $100 million. Well, what do? You just don't sit on your couch. You got to find things to do. So this is right here. This is at I-55 race. So this is in Peevely, Missouri.
Yep.
This is a rough night at the dirt tracks. This was about 3 years ago, and I travel all over. I mean, heck, I've raced in Japan twice, Motegi, Suzuka Circuit. But this is just one local night. I've run hundreds of dirt tracks, and this is what we do now that we're retired. Don't let the old man in. Stay digging.
Yeah.
Right?
Stay digging and stay stay out of the hole. What has it meant to you to get to know him a little bit here?
Yeah, a lot. I think kind of like he said earlier, just when you get to talk to someone, I like to talk to him about racing. He likes to talk about hockey. Just good friendship, and like it's kind of touched on earlier. I mean, for him to allow my dad and I to get down to Daytona and surprise my dad for a trip like that, it's one I can't really pay him back for. But I don't know, just being a race fan, it's just being in the presence of Kenny Wallace is pretty special, and it's pretty cool.
That embarrasses me. You're a badass, man.
No. So it's just great, and I'm just happy that it's all came together.
Okay, you're a massive sports fan in St. Louis. You're all the time. You see in your Cardinals gear. You got your Blues gear. We've got the picture of your selfie. Sneaking the photo with the Stanley Cup as too. What did being around that cup mean? Like just to see that cup live and in person with all the amazing sports stuff you've done.
That was insane. First of all, that's in your living room, and that's on your back porch. And there's O'Reilly, and those are my best friends and my son-in-laws. That was one of the greatest days of our life, and I remember this moment right here. I remember when they brought it to your house. I think one of the greatest things was your father was ill, and everybody was crying because you guys won the Stanley Cup, and that was it was an unbelievable moment, not just for me, but watching you with your father and your whole family. And I loved it how you dismantled your house that day, and they brought that Stanley Cup there, and how nice O'Reilly was.
He was amazing, wasn't he?
He came because you asked him to.
Yeah, my daughter had said, "Hey, Dad, if the Cup's going to be here, you think Ryan O'Reilly would be here?" So I asked him. I said, and he goes, "You're asking me to your Cup party?" I go, "You guys won it." But it was like to see that trophy and to realize what it took. Like you guys have an understanding now of what it's like to win, at the highest levels of your sport. Yeah. That's and I got to think there's similarities somewhere in there of what it took to do it.
Oh,
100%.
You go first.
I mean, I don't know where you want to start, but
Well, you look here. Start with this. You look back at that grind. What's a quality that you needed to win that Stanley Cup that you could tell somebody that has never won it, like, this is what it's going to be like?
I would just say your team, like your teammates, and kind of everybody leans on each other at the right time. And obviously everybody, I mean, you can't do it as alone. And I think certain guys gel the right way, and everyone kind of came together at the right time, and everyone kind of bought into their role. And I think some guys obviously could have been on other teams playing different top lines and stuff like that, and they decided to buy in at the right time and things like that. And that's special when you have a group like that. And obviously eventually led to us winning a Stanley Cup. So I think just our team, just the teammates, just to buy in and working together.
I want to say something from the outside looking in. I don't know anything about hockey compared to you.
Yeah.
I know hockey and I love hockey. But from on the outside looking in, you know what I think? I think about how many games you guys play. It is the hardest championship to win on planet Earth. I mean, it's like right now it's 70 degrees out. We're playing hockey, and you guys are playing into the summer.
Yeah.
The grind.
And it's the 4 rounds of 7 games every other day.
I get exhausted watching you.
Yeah. The playoffs is a grind. That's where you got to lean on your teammates. Some guys are going to, some guys that don't normally score, they end up scoring the game winners in a lot of those games too. And
Robert Bortuzzo in San Jose.
Exactly. Carl Gunnarsson.
Carl Boom Gunnarsson. And
just some big goals from guys just throughout the team. So that's the beauty of the playoffs too.
When you get in the playoffs, is that like a I'm not saying a high. I don't know what I'm trying to look for, but like when you get into, you're so jacked up.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you ever go, oh my God, we got to go again? You don't do that.
Not in the playoffs, no.
Right,
no.
right. That's what I mean.
No, I don't know. It's weird. Like you just find even another level as a player, and
a high.
It's
you're just digging.
I don't know. It's just weird to describe, or tough to describe, I guess. But yeah, everyone just seems to find another level, and it's just that much better. If you ever get a chance to watch playoff hockey, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's just a different feel. Even in the building, is a different feel. The fans are different, and just a lot of fun, and just easy to build off of, and kind of feed from that energy.
But on the as a racer, when I watch you all do that, I don't know of any other thing in athleticism as hard as winning a Stanley Cup. And I mean that. I'm not saying that because I'm right here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've studied all sports. That is unbelievably hard to win. And I'm so thankful y'all won it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, because St. Louis, my friends always remind me of what was it, the original 4, and were we ever going to
6?
Were we ever going to fit in? We're St. Louis. We're down here in the Midwest, and we made it. I remember the old arena. Me and my wife were boyfriend, girlfriend. We're front row, and you guys, you weren't you, but I mean, smashed it up again. We found, when St. Louis got hockey, we became a hockey town.
Right.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah. No, the fans have been amazing, especially ever since I got here. That's all.
Listen,
I know, so.
But before we break, because this is, I don't know if you know this, Colton, but so when Kenny and I, the first time we met, we got paired up with a group of 4 guys in a golf tournament for Albert Pujols.
Okay.
We wrecked him.
Okay. I'm driving. That's. I'm driving. We're driving behind. So, I got this guy driving the cart that I'm in. He didn't have an exciting personality. This guy, and Kenny just kept running up and just ramming the back of our golf cart. Right, just ramming the back, and this guy goes to me, he goes, what's with this guy? I go, dude, he's a race car driver. Either he's going to hit you all day or let him go in front of you.
He was having fun.
So a few holes later, I hadn't told Kenny, we just met, hi, I'm Chris, and Kenny, that kind of stuff, and I knew who he was. Kenny hadn't even moved back to town yet, and he comes up, he slugs me on the arm, he goes, I didn't know, we're talking hockey. I'm going, hey, this son of a, knows a lot about hockey. I goes, well, he should. He calls the Blues games.
Yeah.
And he goes, you should have told me. I go, how do you do? He goes, I just walk up to people and say, hi, I'm Kenny. I'm a race car driver. Right? So fast forward a few holes. They come around with Albert Pujols to film some stuff, and they decide on this hole that goes down this hill that this would be a good one. Let's do like a mock race. That was the day that we almost ended up on the wrong side of history. Because when I say we almost killed Albert Pujols, He was not supposed to be racing, and he did, and we almost sent him right off the edge of that big hill.
We
remember that?
We accidentally had the greatest baseball player of all time
Yeah.
on 2 wheels. I'm like, no! Come back, don't wreck.
Get down to the 4 wheels there.
Oh, yeah, it was a true story. Nearly. Listen, guys, this has been really fantastic, you know, kind of watching you guys become friends over the years. Such a huge fan of St. Louis and stuff, and we've got, and you know, what Francois has done over at the racetrack is just amazing to, you know, and the sponsorship of Bommarito and everything that's done there, to see it locally, and then to finally, to get out of the hockey arena, talk a little racing outside the locker room has been kind of fun. Thanks you guys both for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's
been a lot of fun.
You're soft-spoken and carry a big stick. I like it. And I still, and thank you for giving me one of your sticks.
100%.
I didn't realize how light those things were.
I know, it's crazy. The technology is
I know we got to go, but where are you at in the fastest slap shot? Are you second still or third? Or?
I do not know that
Remember one
answer
time
off the top of
you
my
were the
head.
greatest.
Fellas, you're
I
going
don't
to
know.
keep talking. I'm going to drink my Bud Light on the late shift,
Okay.
all right? Have a
Okay.
good night, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us.
No, thank you.